Rumor. Jung Hae-in and Jung So-mi are discussing marriage with their families. Picture this. Your morning coffee is barely warm, you open your phone, and, boom, the internet collectively inhales. Trending searches explode, Twitter threads sprout like wild mushrooms, and every entertainment desk in Seoul is suddenly awaken whispering. Why? Because a rumor with more spark than a box of fireworks just landed. Whispers that Jung Hae-in and Jung So-mi, two of K-drama's most quietly beloved stars, may be taking the conversation about forever, all the way to their families. If that sounds juicy, stay tuned. Today's episode on Spotlight peels back the layers of gossip, context, and those tiny moments that suddenly look like clues in a rom-com mystery. This video is brought to you by Spotlight, the place where we chew through rumors with a grin and a magnifying glass. We're not here to declare anything gospel. We're here to collect the breadcrumbs, the overheard lines, and the moments of accidental eye contact that fans now swear were destiny. So, pop your popcorn or green tea, and let's stroll through the rumor mill. Politely, dramatically, and with hearty curiosity. The morning the industry trembled. One ordinary morning, several reputable Korean outlets, Dispatch, Korea, Sports Chosen, JTBC Entertainment News, and TV Report, published nearly simultaneous reports citing what they described as a highly credible insider. The claim was concise. Jung Hae-in and Jung So-mi have reportedly been discussing marriage seriously. That tiny sentence detonated across the internet. Within an hour, search rankings soared, fan forums were in meltdown mode, and every social feed became a speculative soap opera. What made the rumor feel different from the usual celebrity fluff? For once, the sources sounded cautious and the details felt oddly consistent, not the breathless kind of gossip cooked up in 5 minutes, but the slow simmer kind that makes reporters take notes and agencies draft careful statements. The agencies, neutral poker faces. As the day unfolded, both stars' management teams declined to confirm or deny the rumor. Instead, they issued the kind of statement that says, "We respect the artist's privacy," which in celebrity speak can mean anything from totally false to "we're coordinating." The announcement. In Korea's entertainment ecosystem, the absence of an outright denial often reads like an arrow pointing at something still in motion, or at least worth investigating. Puzzle pieces from the past, small moments, big meaning. When large news stories explode, people do what humans have always done: rearrange the past to make sense of the present. Fans rewatched old clips and highlighted tiny interactions that suddenly looked meaningful. A few notable flashpoints. The workshop handshake. Years ago both attended a private film workshop run by a respected director. They weren't flamboyant, no public flirting, but they were relaxed and comfortable in each other's company. In hindsight, that ease looked less like courtesy and more like an unspoken shorthand. Gallery and festival sightings. They were seen at the same gallery opening, and at events where only polite exchanges were caught on camera. After the rumor, those smiles were replayed with newfound tenderness. Magazine and Variety quotes. Past interviews resurfaced where both spoke about marriage with thoughtfulness. Hae-in's comments about wanting sincerity and avoiding impulse, and So-mi's words about seeking stability and kindness, were suddenly read as foreshadowing rather than philosophy. Individually, these moments were harmless. Together, they felt like a narrative you could almost fold into a screenplay. Private meetings, quiet places. Insiders reportedly pointed to increasingly frequent private meetings across Seoul over the past year. Locations mentioned: discreet cafes, quiet restaurants in Mapo, occasional meetups in Hae-in, fit the pattern of star-level discretion. According to the accounts pushed through to the press, these weren't brief coffee runs, but deeper conversations that evolved from work talk to life talk to, yes, future talk. One agency-adjacent insider described both actors as thoughtful, deliberate people who don't jump into relationships for the spotlight. If they were indeed discussing marriage, this person suggested, it would be after careful consideration, not a publicity stunt. Family dinners and the warm restaurant detail. As the day progressed, an intriguing new detail surfaced. Relatives from both sides allegedly met earlier this year at a small traditional restaurant in Gangnam. Nothing theatrical, just a warm dinner with laughter and comfortable conversation. Staff who preferred anonymity described the scene as friendly and natural, not stiff or formal. If true, it would fit the typical quiet choreography of celebrity couples moving towards serious commitment. Journalistic caution turns into validation. At first blush, some veteran reporters still treated the story like typical celebrity noise. But as the same themes, private meetings, consistent insider descriptions, family contact, appeared in reporting across multiple outlets, the narrative gained weight. A JTBC Entertainment Desk article quoted sources who had observed the two together multiple times and described a relationship that looked more like long-term partnership than a fling. Dispatch's follow-up quoted individuals close to each star who characterized them as not the type to speak lightly about the future. Those little statements, careful, reserved, sincere, had a way of sounding like confirmation when stacked one on top of another. Fans, analysts, and the internet assemble. Predictably, fans responded with a cocktail of excitement and protectiveness. Some celebrated at the prospect of two admired actors finding happiness. Others pleaded for patience, warning that the pressure of speculation could be harmful. Entertainment analysts weighed in, noting that both stars' careers are built on authenticity and relatability, traits that can make a marriage announcement feel like a bomb to an industry often criticized for artifice. Late-night commentators and cultural journalists debated the potential industry impact. Would this union shift public perception of either star? Could their joint image become a touchstone for sincere celebrity culture in Korea? The conversations were earnest, speculative, and occasionally giddy. Why the silence feels louder than words. Throughout the day, neither Hae-in nor Jung spoke publicly. That silence became a character in the story. Mysterious, respectful, and perhaps strategic. In an industry where immediate denials are common, measured quiet can signal seriousness. If they were indeed discussing life together, both stars appeared to be giving their private decisions precedence over sensational headlines. What this could mean, if it's true or not. If the rumor were true, the pattern reported, private meetings, family warmth, consistent insider testimony, and cautious agency handling, would fit many real-life celebrity courtships that culminate in marriage. If it's not true, the consistency of the narrative remains a puzzle. Multiple sources, similar details, and the resurfacing of relevant past quotes all point to a story that journalists and fans alike found hard to write off as idle gossip. Either way, the episode reveals something about how modern fandom, media, and celebrity privacy intersect. Small moments can be reconstructed into a convincing timeline. Silence can be interpreted as tacit confirmation, and the public's appetite for a happy ending is enormous. The human center, two people beyond headlines. Amid the speculation, it's worth remembering that at the center are two people whose careers and private lives have been lived largely outside tabloid spectacle. Both Hae-in and Jung are known for their thoughtful interviews and the way they conduct themselves in public, not sweeping gestures but quiet sincerity. Fans who truly care for them seem to share a common hope that whatever the reality, they'll be allowed the privacy and support to make the right choices for themselves. What's next? The story closed the first day without confirmation, but with a sense that something meaningful was unfolding. Reporters continue to dig, agencies may convene to decide on a joint statement, and fans will probably keep refreshing their screens for at least a few more days. In the meantime, the best approach for everyone outside the inner circle is curiosity tempered by respect. Closing for BS_thou viewers. If you enjoyed this deep dive, quirky speculation, and gentle debunk and ponder combo, don't forget to check out Spotlight for more coverage like this, where rumors get examined with a wink, not a shout. We'll keep watching the story, collecting verified updates, and sharing what's confirmed, not what we wish were true. Until then, let's give Hae-in and Jung the space to write their next chapter. However they choose, whether that chapter includes a wedding aisle, a private promise, or simply friendship that stays off the record.